Okay, hello everyone. Super excited to be streaming today. Also excited that we've launched. I'm Nick, also known as Touch Fuzzy on our forums. I've been the community manager for a very long time. And I'm mostly just gonna make some maps today. But if people have some questions and want to just know random information, I can answer that too. But this is gonna be a pretty relaxed stream. I think everyone's mostly playing with their own copies as well. If there are any issues with the audio, yes, I am the lead eagle. If there's any issue with the audio, somebody tell me. I don't think I'm peaking, but I had to redo all my filters today. When will we get the pre-order stuff? It should load in when you start. But I'm not in charge of all of the Steam stuff and everything, so I had to ask somebody else, and I can't really do that while I'm streaming. So, let's get over to the actual... Wait, hold on. I need to do a couple of things. That is, turn off my Steam, so I'm not getting Steam notifications in the middle of our... I always forget to turn something off, and then you get those little pop-ups, and they're so annoying. I like the lead eagle. There's a long-running joke about why that is, but it's just too complicated to explain on stream. Let's see if I got my shortcut keys done correctly. I did! So if you are watching on our Steam page, you can see the YouTube chat down at the bottom listed. That's where we are on YouTube, and you can come chat with us. For account downloads, Red Mage, you can go to old.rpgmakerweb.com and you can log in there and get your old downloads. We're looking at stuff about that, but for right now, that's the way to get them. So, I'm going to make some map. And I'm going to work on some sci-fi maps because the game I'm going to be making is going to be a sci-fi game, sort of. It's going to be a bit of both, but it's going to start. And you know, how do you get this black theme? Oh, that's easy. You just go up here, go to options, and select the theme. I like the dark theme a whole lot. And then there's like other ones like high contrast white, black and white for people who have like vision problems that need that. High contrast white kills me. But so the first thing to do, I think, is that when you want to like make a certain type of map, like what I want to do first, I'm gonna make like an apartment map, I think. And if you do have any questions in the channel, specifically about the engine, about the sales stuff, hopefully the emails will be going out really soon. I'm not connected on my work Slack right now because I'm doing this. And other people handle that. But I will check in with them in a little bit to make sure everything is going well. So, like, I'm going to do, like, an apartment, because I want to do the main character's apartment from my game. I'm going to open up a sample map, and the reason to me to open up, like, a sample map is just to get an idea of how, like, to use some of the things. I like that we have bathroom stuff now. I'm not a fan of this sample map. I think that the ceiling tiles are a little obnoxious. That is a tiny, tiny apartment. I'm going to do a little bit bigger than that, I think. Or at least the layout of how I do it is going to look a little bit. Also, it's like they didn't really develop a way to get into the rooms. For the old site, so you can get into your downloads and stuff, it's old.rpgmakerweb.com. Yeah, like I said, the high contraster is for visually impaired people, and I can understand that. I'm blind in one eye, but I still see good out of the other one, so... the layout of this apartment's kind of garbage, but I can see kind of like some of the stuff that they have, some of the pieces, and gives me an idea of kind of how the pieces are supposed to be used. But I'm gonna make one. I always make my maps bigger than they need to be, and then like shrink the size because that's easier to do than the other way around. All right, and my main character's name is Ren. And it's gonna be a pretty dumpy apartment because he's not doing well. Is the dungeon generator back? I never use it, so there's no login to account on the new store. That's because the new store is the Digica shop not open yet? Digica shop is where old.rpgmakerweb.com. Hold on, let me type it into chat. If it's not working, let me do a quick check with... Old.rpgmaker. Okay, hold on. This is an actual issue, so I'm going to... actually message someone about it and see if we can get something done with that. Sorry for being kind of quiet. It's hard to type on my phone and talk at the same time. Okay. So, I messaged someone about that. Hopefully someone can get that fixed. Let's work on a map while I'm still thinking about it. So, I'm going to go with a black background. I generally do for most of these kind of things. So, just... yeah, that was what I've been told. But I've messaged some people who can deal with it. So, hopefully they can... okay. So for your downloads, what the free trial download, you can download the free trial and then just put in the your code, and that gives you. The only thing that's gonna... are you talking about your... Sitting ready. I know that you're trying to get everything together. But the problem is I don't have access to all that stuff. I'm not the person who handles it. So I can't stop this, which I'm doing one thing, and do it because I don't even do that. So I'm sorry if you're having trouble with it right now. Post on the forums, or I just message someone about the whole situation. And hopefully... Yes, we're trying to get that done. But I can't do it myself. So... what I'm going to be able to do is this right here. Free trial always has everything the paid game has in it. The only difference is the time limit. Okay. Let's just make a map. So I'm going to do something like a little... this, I feel like, has... Okay, that's not what I meant to do. I need to take it off fill. If you pre-purchased on Steam, and Steam is saying it's not released yet, just close Steam, reload it. That happens a lot. Okay. And then let's get some flooring. I'm not gonna respond on a lot of that stuff. I'm gonna just try to make a map. Because I can't do anything about it. Okay. What floor should I use? I'm gonna go with this one for right now, and then I'm gonna, like, probably adjust in a bit. And you always need to make your rooms, like, a lot taller than you think you do. Because you need room for walls. Yeah, I think that... I don't know. Is that a padded wall? It looks like a padded wall. I don't know if that's quite right what I was looking for. Nope. That one doesn't look quite what I'm looking for either. I'm trying to just look at, like, the kind of thing you would see in someone's apartment that is not living in a nice apartment. So... I also just grabbed something that wasn't a wall. Okay, not quite that bad. That's like a... I mean, the lights on the top are interesting. This is like the beginning of every single time I use the RTP from anything. I need to start doing it like this so I can... Just trying to find the... I don't even know what that wall's for. That's definitely not right. Just trying to see what each one looks like. That's fine. That's just a normal looking one. Ren lives not quite in a prison cell. She's just down on her luck. Things are not going great for her. I think the ceiling goes good with it rather than those. I don't know what I'm using each of these rooms for yet, but I'm just gonna throw it together as I go. And I'm gonna just build onto it. So probably gonna start with a bedroom. Easiest thing to work on. Hold on. I got a message back about the old... old RPG Maker. So apparently, specifically the login page works, but I have to get him to send me what the login page is for it, and I'll send that to you guys. Sorry for the slow start for the stream, just trying to get... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think we need floorboards, even though... I think with this, I think no decent apartment has real floorboard, or no crappy apartment has actual floorboards. But I don't see any, like, beige carpet, which is what all crappy apartments have. I've had some ideas on how to use layers to do some things that you couldn't do in older RPG. Or, well, you know, in between RPG Maker. Do it next. But I have to test those off stream because I don't want to, like, say I can do something and then find out I can't. One of the things I noticed someone else did, they actually drew their outside walls. And I'm not sure if I like showing the outside walls. But let's put some stuff in one of these rooms. And then I might change the shape of the room because it depends on what you have in it. We got some, like, different beds. I like that we have this bed that's kind of messy. And there's the trouble, like, I'd love to reshape some of these things. But for right now, we're just going to go with how they have it in the... to install your MZ, or MZ DLC, you can go to Driftwood Gaming, and they have a tutorial video in that. Yeah, outside walls does look weird. I don't know why some people do it. I get it, sort of. You know, the spacing on the bed, I'm gonna, like, put the bed here so that I don't have to worry about the weird spacing. But that still looks weird, too. I kind of wish, like, one of the things I tend to do on my own stuff, is that instead of doing like this, is I would take this right here and adjust it in the sprite sheet to be up a little bit so it sits against the wall correctly. Same with all of this stuff up here too. Maybe this a little bit closer. I'm sure this room's going to be smaller. Yeah, if you do the fade thing, yeah, it probably would look better. Doing the full walls, but like doing like that probably doesn't look as bad. I think the reason it looks weird to me right now is that I have the whole thing. Have the much larger map, and I'm gonna make it smaller. All right, what else do we need in a bedroom? Let's get a nightstand. And maybe like a computer desk. They'll just throw everything, like all that kind of stuff in there. So like a desk. I think I saw a desk down here. Kind of wish I had like a sideways desk to put down here, but what I'll probably do is make this room smaller this way. And smaller this way. I haven't done mapping in a long time, and doing it with a new engine where I don't necessarily know all of the pieces is a little tricky. Because I'm looking for stuff, and I feel like I'm being very slow at this. One thing that I know from being like having a crappy apartment back when I was much younger. I don't know. I'm gonna ask about the shadows because the shadows are being drawn currently in on a weird spot in the layers, and I think you're right, and it's kind of in the wrong place. Like the shadows should be over all the layers instead of. Right now, it's being drawn between layer 2 and layer 3. And it probably should be drawn above layer 4 or between 3 and 4 so you can put something over it. Because right now, see, I think that's on layer 3. Let me see if I'm right. So that's on layer 3. And the shadow layer is between layer 2 and 3 for some reason. I could actually just... because I don't have any... Sorry if you hear my dog barking. I could take the bed. Let's do this. I'm going to take the bed. I'm going to put it on layer 2. And that does fix the problem. Yeah, some people don't use the shadows, which also I think another thing with the shadows is I think that you should have shadows here. I don't know why it doesn't draw them up the walls automatic, but you can put them in. Okay, but mismatched furniture is a thing I know from having lived in crappy apartments. I still have some mismatched furniture. You just kind of get whatever you get and put it in a room and store. Oh wait, is that like a desk or something? That's a really messed up bed. My eyes are not great apparently. Do we have like maybe a rug or something? Yeah, and yeah, we're back with layers. I can draw layers now. You can leave it on automatic, which is what I've been doing for most of it. And it operates the same way as like MV does, but you can then like fine tune stuff by going into the layers and messing with it. You can do layers either by going up here, and then there's also didn't mean to draw that out in Milnor. There's also a keyboard shortcut which is Control Tab, and with Control Tab you can cycle through the layers. Wait, I know what else that everyone has in their crappy apartment. A dish, an empty dish sitting on their end table. Do we have like wall lamps or anything like that? That would be cool. Just assume the lighting is. Don't forget an. Yeah, I'm gonna draw an exit in a minute. I'm probably gonna go down with the exit because that's like the easiest direction, which means I do need to do walls here because this apartment's gonna go this way. I'm gonna focus on their part of the. All right. So now we're gonna have another room out here. This will be more of a living space. So I'm thinking is like we do a living space, then like a kitchen, and then like a small bathroom over here. I feel really slow at making maps. It really just comes down to the fact of familiarity with the tile set. Because since I do not know the tile set that well yet, it makes me very slow. I don't know why I put the wall. Other tiles are doing something a little weird there. Very blurry editor. It could possibly be your DPI settings. DPI settings can do some weird things. Which would be a setting in Windows. Move the door. I like symmetry in because a lot of apartments are very symmetrical. A lot of homes in general are very symmetrical. How do we use MZ without having to have Steam on? If you bought it from the site store, if you bought it from Steam, you have to have Steam on. That's just how it is. That's how Steam works. But if you bought it from the site store, you can just run into that. And I feel like I don't have any crappy options for bathroom stuff, though. So we'll just go with... I can, though, make it small. There's no bathroom in any apartment is ever very big. In fact, I'm probably going to make it smaller than I have it right now. Maybe like that, and then use the other one, the... Yeah, I can't add cracks to the wall. I need to also... Oh, here's another thing. I made a mistake. Because I have layers, though, I can fix this mistake. I was gonna put tile in the bathroom area. So normally, like with MZ, you couldn't draw under stuff. You'd have to redo everything. But now, I can flip that and find some kind of tile. Is that like a tile there? Oop. Maybe not draw it on the walls, though. And also for a little kitchen area. I feel this is not going to be the greatest map because I'm just like playing around with it and not don't need 2 toilets. It's a learning experience. Not yeah, it's possible to change the resolution. It's right here. For your game or for the engine? I mean, the engine doesn't have any resolution. It just, you know, maximizes your screen. But yeah, you can change your resolution right here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that because I was going to do 1280 by 720 for my game. I think it's a good in-between. And for this, I'm going to have like 800 by 720. I think the UI looks a little better to So like, let me throw down a starting position. Are any tileset DLCs being worked on? We have new DLCs being worked on all the time. Alright, let's see how this ends up looking in-game. Like, it's gonna be really simple still, but... Oh, I somehow didn't delete the back of that. And my mapping looks bad. I think it's just that I haven't done it in so long. But, like, here's the thing I was talking about with the menu. Because if you do the full width of the menu, it just doesn't look good. I think it looks better kind of squarish. Unless you have a different custom menu. If you do a different custom menu, like, it may look good at full width. I don't think MV has more stuff. As far as if you're talking about like tile sets, yeah, like basically we've released a whole bunch of tile sets for MV, but at the same time they're all compatible, so the only materials from MZ that are not MV that are not compatible with MZ is animations and battle animations, generator parts, and the tools. Can I just dump all the files, not including plugins and scripts from my MV game into MZ? Yes. From what I know. Is there any way to change the default tile size like 32 by 32 tile sets? There is not. I'm sure someone will make a plugin for that. I think the problem I'm having right now is for the specific type of map I want to make. There isn't a lot of the pieces I need. I think it's like a matter of like people making stuff and that match the style. All right, living room area. Just need like a couch. They have a TV that's sideways, or they have just like. Here's where I can throw in like a desk. I think I want to. Also, I need to go through and do all the stuff I normally do with spacing stuff in the editor. Or in like a graphics editor, going through and spacing these things a little better. I did show off the character generation in an earlier stream, but I can do like a quick, just randomized a couple times. It doesn't create nearly as many nightmare creatures as some of the older generators do. I know the VXAs created some horrifying stuff. Yeah, it should be offset. A lot of this stuff needs to be offset, and I will probably do that in a graphics editor or find a plugin that will help me offset stuff. And let's do some randomize on kid. The kid generator actually is pretty good. I quite like some of the kids. I don't have any of the DLC currently installed on mine, so there's more pieces in the DLC. I know. But yeah, I need to do offsets in an editor and just... Let's see. I know there has to be like a TV or something. But who needs a TV? Oh, here's a good one though for like a crappy apartment. If you're anything like me, you move into the apartment, you never ever unpack your boxes. Honest, the bonus character gen pack from pre-order is just a folder of 2 EULA files because those pieces are already just put into your generator. It's not like other it's not like other DLC where you have to import it into your game. It just puts it into the proper folders for the generator. So they should be in there. Some kitchen stuff. Kitchen. Oh, I like having it like an island instead of against a wall. And it looks better here as an island because... Or not an island, but like coming off the wall. And I think I saw a fridge somewhere. But I could be blind. I know I saw one in the sample map. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna cheat. Don't know where that is in the tile sets. I'm gonna grab it. Alright. I mean, that, like, is a functional apartment, right? It's not perfect, and I think that to be perfect... Let's see if they got anything to hang on walls or anything. Oh, also, I need to put a computer on that desk. Where's a computer? That's right. We're going to have just a multi-hour stream of me looking through... trying to find things. Oh, that desk does not go well with that computer. I might need to use a different desk. Or use like a... Hold on. Use... Should have a counter. I don't think I've ever lived in an apartment smaller than this, but I also, like, I went from living at my parents' house to being married, so I had like family and stuff. So I never lived alone in an apartment, but I did live in some crappy apartments. They were just bigger. All right, where is that computer now that I've completely lost it? Look, in New York City, like, a bathroom 1/4 this size would be $1,000. One of my friends was in New York and was trying to find an apartment. I remember them showing a listing. It was a hallway. They got the hallway. That was all they got. They did not have even access to a bathroom, and it was $1,000 a month. That's absurd. All right. I think this one, like, suffered from just a lack of, like, me knowing where to find stuff, and also I'd like to do some offsets. But another one I was going to do, because down on your luck person, we have item shop sci-fi. I wonder like if they have like a shop that kind of going for what I was going to do. Because I was going to do like I mean, this is similar, but this is a little too sci-fi for what I was going to do. I was going to do convenience store, because I think that would be like a good place for a down on your luck person to be working, right? Also, I'm going to really quickly check and grab the link. Has people been getting their emails about the about their pre-order? They should be going out. Okay, I'm going to link you where you should be able to sign in to get your orders. You get to hear my clicky clap. Alright, that should work to log in to get your downloads. Okay, convenience store is a little different because it's going to be like completely square. And we can use some very like... Yeah, for the non-Steam version, that's like for the people who pre-ordered. I kind of am looking for something. I'm not sure it exists. A little more functional of a flooring. But we'll see. Another thing I always talk about is there's two ways to map. DLC pre-orders from Steam already have it. They have all that stuff in them. No. No. No emails are being sent out for the pre-orders. The page isn't working for you. Okay, so anyone in the chat that pre-ordered from our site, has anyone been able to log in and get the downloads? So what I was telling you is that like there's two ways to map: is inside to out and then outside to in. So like if you're mapping a cave, I tend to like put, and I did this with the apartment too. I put a background and then I marked out stuff. And with this one, I think I'm going to do the other way around, where I start mapping and then I close it in based on what I put in it. So let's see. We're gonna on the back wall. I'm probably just gonna use these directly as a wall. Oh yeah, you do. The back wall, you do that, and then like some aisles. Not gonna make it too big, just like big enough to. Not from the RPG Maker website. I downloaded the trial and put in the key. For DLC stuff, you have to import it into your game. Driftwood has a tutorial on how to do it. No emails. Didn't get the emails. Alright, as soon as I'm done streaming today, I will do my best to figure out what is going on with the emails. The way to change the size of the database? Do you mean like... What do you mean by change the size of the database? Like you can change how many things are in here? Or do you mean like... change the size of the window itself? And why would you want to... What do you need to change the size of the window for? Is the question I know. Alright. So I'm going to use this as like a back wall. And close that in. My mapping is bad. When did it get bad? Upsetting me. I used to be able to make really nice maps. What is that? It's like, oh, it's an ATM. Need one of those. So I'll need some kind of wall behind that, because I was going to use this as the wall to hide the fact that I don't think I have a wall I really like for this. Touch, I have a link. Can you share it, please? Did you send it to me on... Yeah, you did. Well, I know that you have the Digica shop. I'm trying to like figure out where people can get their pre-order stuff. But like I said, I can't ask about it. Oh, I don't think it's a problem with the new tile sets. I think that part of the problem with the new tile sets is that, like, I'm so used to using the old ones. And when I'm so used to using the old ones, I don't know where everything is. I don't know what... Like, even from these little previews, it's sometimes really hard to tell what this is going to look like when I start drawing it out. I think I use it like a... As weird as it may sound, I'm going to use like a... No, that brick wall doesn't work. There's the lights on the top. See, and I didn't know that until I started drawing with it. Send it to me on in Discord. I can put it in. And if you can keep an eye on... Okay. Okay, the link I was sent was slightly different than that, but... Okay, that one should work. Well, the other way is just to get used to this. To get used to the new tile sets. So like I said, I don't remember where everything is. And like also right now, I'm trying to do... sci-fi stuff, which I don't really like the sci-fi stuff from MV that much anyway. Can you use the maps you made in MV on MZ? Yes. You can import the maps. Alright, where was that ATM? ATM right there. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. 2. Let's switch back. Here we go. Alright. And once everything gets going and there are a bunch of people making tile sets, I'm probably going to change a lot of stuff. I'm probably just going to use a lot of different tile sets from other people. Because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff made by fans. Okay. I kind of blocked in things a little bit. Did I? Oh yeah, I like how it... Huh, I didn't mean to, but I didn't want to just alternate them because that would look funny. Let's see. Do I have... Okay, so I need like a counter. That should be an A. Stone counter. I wonder if I got a... They have a table counter that's better. I do... Nah, because that's just a desk. Always that thing of like figuring out what little things do you think are missing. What did they use in this one? Yeah, they use the stone counter. I guess that's really kind of the way to go. I'm considering changing the flooring. It's a little Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go with that. Oh, here we go. I think this would look good. I mean, obviously not two, but you can just have one, but I wish it had, like, a wider version. Yeah, let's just go with the stone counter. And I'm going to click off the map I was working on. I feel very unfun right now because I'm just looking for stuff, and it's... I wish I had, like, a cash register, like, facing forward. If nothing else, this is really good for me to go through later and to make a list of all the things I would like to request from someone. Because I think we'll get a lot of cool stuff from artists on the forums and stuff before too long. The DLCs for MZ, you have to go to their official site. Can't find them on Steam. They should be on Steam. They should have launched the same time that everything else did. You know, I'd really like also talking about like the different things I think would be like really good right here. I would love a front window wall put right there, like just an auto tile wall that is window, and you just put a window at the front. Jeff, not Jeff. The window size is too big for me in the database and character creator. That's probably DPI settings in Windows. You're probably set to like increase the size of your text, and that can cause some weird stuff in RPG Maker. But other than that, if it's a more specific issue, like take a screenshot, send it to our support. You can email support@rpgmakerweb.com. And we can take a look at it, and if it's not the situation I thought it was, we'll figure out what it is. I also think like we need more stuff that faces different directions. Because right now, like everything faces down. And so like there's nothing I can put on this bottom to kind of fill out the map. I think maybe just make it a little taller. Put in another row of stuff. Yeah, it's not really like the whole thing of people are saying like they didn't like the tile set as much. It's not the tile set, it's that I'm trying to make very specific things and I'm like, oh, I need this thing and this thing that isn't in it yet. And I make a cityscape in a second. That's fun. Does anyone have any specific questions to look at? Things to look at they want to see that I haven't looked at yesterday or the last week? How does map layering work? So normally it will draw to the layers just like it did in MV, but if you want to, you can switch which layer you're working on and you can manually change what layer stuff is on. Which is funny because I think that I had done some stuff manually, which is putting some things on different layers than I would expect them to be on. Like right now, hold on. Man, I did some weird stuff when I was doing this. I'm going to actually completely redraw those because I put them on all kinds of crazy layers. So like that's layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Okay. Yeah, I know about the problem was I'm going to show you what the problem was with those because I was going, and actually those weren't shelves. The reason why I thought these would make sense, but they don't. You're right that I should probably put them across from like that. Is because unfortunately the ATM wasn't tall enough to cheat and just use this as the wall itself. So like instead, do like that. And I'll need to make this a little bit. Okay, let's see. What else do we want to do? The passability's done the same. It's not like that's changed. See, I can go to the tile sets here, and you still have star passability. Nothing in that has changed. The only thing that has changed is that you can control what layers things are on. Other than that, everything's the same. In fact, I actually want to edit this because I think in here, sci-fi inside. Oh, these are at star. So see, like, nope, I don't want to play test yet. Wasn't what I wanted to do. I need to put my character down first. Set A doesn't have stars. Tile set A still does the old way. I do think that if set A should be able to have stars. I think it would actually be really good. But see, we still have stars. I will not be looking at the Visistella sample project today. I do have access to all the Visistella stuff, but I haven't had the chance to look at it very closely yet, and I would rather look at it pretty closely before I did that. Yeah, the player isn't on a technical layer. They're on their own layer. And the star just tells things to what layer. And in fact, so like, okay, these are all star, right? So if I was to, because I think they're all on, what layer are they on? So they draw on layer 4 automatically. But like if I was to take and draw just this top, which is a star layer one, if I draw it on layer 2, for instance, and then I take another thing that's not layer 2 and put it on layer 3, it still draws above it. Because this is above character. So it actually shows it correctly. In every version of RPG Maker, I have noticed that there are some of the actors who do not get side view actors. So yeah, 3.1 through 3.4 do not have side view actors. I wish they did because, hold on. 3.1, I think? Let me see if 3.1 is the person I'm thinking. Yeah, 3.1 I really like. I love his design, and I wish he had a side view. Okay, now once again back to looking for stuff in here. Do you have a trash can? That just seems like another thing that should be in there, and probably is. I'm just missing it. Yeah, you can put ceiling tiles on B or C. That you can't. They won't be auto tiles at that point. That's why I think that you're right. That like we should be looking at the possibility of putting the tile A stuff in and adding the ability to put it at star, because it's really useful for stuff like that specifically. Oh, a fire hydrant. That would be a good, like, to... No, that doesn't look right. It needs to be... That's kind of hanging on the wall. That's how they're supposed to do. It just looked wrong hanging that low. You don't really just see plants in convenience stores. Trash can is above the black sofa. Oh, you are correct. Found a bug in the mobile event. What mobile event are you talking about? My day is going pretty well. I know that a lot of my coworkers are currently doing a lot of work, and I'm just sitting here talking to you guys. Yeah, boxes and shelves, but like you know what? We can always have this convenience store being just, bad part of town. They still have stuff, sitting around, not yet unpacked. That doesn't look right. They have like a metal one, yeah. I think like just use the top of it, like they're back behind. And let's put like boxes on top of that. Oh wait, nope. Oh, I think those are all overs. That might be a problem. Yeah, a lot of preload states. I imported a new icon set in MV, but it's still showing the old one in the editor. Have you closed down your project and reopened it? It probably would help. Most of the project files should be able to be opened in MZ. You know what? I'm going to work on a different type of map because I know that I have a lot of the stuff I want for. Let's go for an overworld map. Oh, that needs to be much bigger. So now, like a city map is really easy for because I love the fact that we have all this. Just look at all that good sci-fi city maps. So you just start with some water. Happy MZ Day. Oh no. I always forget to take off of the fact that I was using fill tool. Draw some basic shapes for land. You can transfer an RPG Maker MV game to MZ. The only thing that's really not going to transfer over is battle animations because it uses the new system. It uses the particle animations now, which are really cool. And plugins won't come over. There's a sample project for MV Trinity tiles. No. Any parallax mapping improvements? Other than the fact that show image, like there's a lot of image improvements. Okay. So next, need to put some. So in the overworld tiles, all the sea stuff is sci-fi stuff. I'm gonna put together roads. Cities tend to be squarish. Though I've seen some places that aren't. I live near Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't know what a square is. Probably just like draw the right and lefts and then fill in everything. Down, going here. You should have the water a little less static. I don't know what you mean by less static. It's not currently, they're not animated when they're in the editor. Oh, that's not going to work because it's not going to match up there. I don't want it to like meet on a... Where can you get the sample projects for MZ? The Japanese ones should be on Steam now, actually. Oh, this because we're gonna put bridges in. I know the bridges are. I could just. I can't see things. I'm blind. Here we go. Yeah, they're in the workshop too. And upwards roads. And I need another T. The water should have more straight lines. I do not know what that sentence means. Are you talking about like I need to like break it up a little bit? Yeah, I just drew it quickly. I can break it up in a little bit. Do another. I think I should turn down like there. Do another bridge over here. It looks like the water is serious. I don't know what you're talking about, Avenging Demon. There's nothing wrong with this water. It's just water. I mean, I need to put deep water in. I haven't done that yet. But I don't know what you're talking about that it needs different. Like, the sentences you're saying don't make sense. What? Oh, the rivers. The river is just, like, pretty simplistic. Yeah, it's not animated in the editor. It's not moving right now. Alright, let me just draw in these, all of my... I feel like a dead end sign. We're dead here. I know technically it probably wouldn't have these little signs here at the end, but I just kind of like them. And oh, that needs to be a four-way. Added that later. Let's just kind of get a street going down this way. Alright, now let's start drawing in some buildings. I think I really could have used more space. Start with like larger buildings and then fill out. So Yanfly is doing Yanfly thing. Don't want to put them back. He is continuing to be helpful, but he's no longer at the beck and call of everyone at all times and stressing out. Which is good. He should take a break. The one thing is, like, I like a lot of these tall buildings. They have a... I wonder if they're star. They should be. I assume they are. That we have star in... Oh, they're not. They're X. Huh. I would actually change the passability of a lot of this stuff in here. Because you want to be able to walk behind them, like, so I can put it here and walk behind on the road. But, like, really, it's just throwing things around, seeing how they look. That one needs to go there. Try not to put things too close together that are the exact same. Play with layers, because you can do that now. That's on layer 4, so if I drop down to layer 3, I can put something behind it. Let's put this little observatory thing. It looks neat. I'm gonna put it like a little bit away and have a road going out. I think I need to use... Huh. I wonder if I have like a more concrete floor, like, area to put under this. Probably what I should be thinking about. Like, all we need is like a concrete ground level. Because all this city stuff built directly on grass looks a little... Let's see how it was done on the... Because there are several sci-fi city maps. World sci-fi. They just use the road underneath it, which makes sense. You can see what they're doing there. Not a bad idea. It's the best option, I think, that we have, like, in the tile set. So what they were doing is going... Let's go down to layer 1. Or maybe layer 2, I think. Right place to put it. Dude, towns get built in all kinds of river areas that they probably shouldn't be. It is a thing. So theirs, they were using this tile underneath their cityscape. I'm not sure that's the best option. Like, I feel like someone could make a tile that would work better, but it does work. I'm gonna like have that be this area. Yes. All right. It also gives me a base of where I know I want to put stuff down. Yes, this does look better than what I'm doing. The person who did this probably spent many, many hours on it. And it's also iteration. The thing is that like you start with something more simplistic. Yeah, you Control Tab does switching between layers. But like you start with something simple and then you layer on top of it and then you start changing things as you go. Like I don't like doing there's actually several places where I need to fix roads though. I was going to do road coming this way. Oh, that's not good. Let me change what layer that thing is on. My roads are on layer 4 now. I have done all kinds of crazy things with the roads to the roads shouldn't be on layer. Why are they on layer 4? I think the thing with PGMMV is if you are making a game that is not a RPG, sure. But if you're making an RPG, like, I don't know that I would ever use something else for it. Like, I don't know why I would use something other than, alright, I think better way of collecting region data from... yes, hold on. That is something really cool, and I'm going to show you that, absolutely. Okay, you know how, like, get location info? Before, if you wanted to get the location info of the character, you had to drop the location, like, drop their X into a variable, drop their Y into a variable, then put that in here. No, now you can just say designation by player. Designation by any event. And you can pick which region drop that region ID into a variable. Yeah, that's the thing. RPG Maker is specialized. If you are going to make a turn-based RPG or like an ATB RPG, like something with time progress, just like, why would I use anything other than RPG Maker if I don't know how to do like full programming? And some people, like, even if you do know how to program, don't want to do all this programming by themselves. Wow, I have really messed up my layers now. Let me see. So that's on layer 2. What I want to be on is layer 3. Why is it... What? Huh. Why is it not drawing the bottom half? I don't know why it wasn't drawing the bottom half, but there we go. That's weird. I don't know what it was doing there. Now I have this. I can actually do. What is it doing? It does not want to draw those two tiles together. Now it's going to only draw the bottom one? Yeah, the one thing about having control of layers is that you have more ability to mess up your layers, which is fine because you can always fix them, but I have a feeling I have like wrecked my layers in some areas. Grab some single spot things. Drop them places, try to be a little random so it doesn't look like the same thing in every area. Probably I need to have like more bigger stuff up here too. Because I think, okay, so the automatic layering has a very specific thing. Okay, so when you're on auto, these tiles here, they will always draw on layer 1. These kind of tiles that have like the transparency, they will always draw on layer 2. Then everything in B and C, the first one you set down, like that's on layer 3. That will be on layer 4. So it's that thing that you have to kind of like pay attention to where it's going to set them when you're on auto. All right. So back to trying to fill in all this stuff. Oh, I have like entrances to different areas. That's kind of neat. Put that one there. Oh, I was trying to put it here. Hopefully I don't accidentally grab the same one more than once, because I am just doing this. I'm trying to do this fill in stuff kind of randomly. You don't want it to look like SimCity does this for you. Makes sure that no buildings that look too like randomly distribute your buildings. Yeah, I need to do more big stuff up here. Is the forum down? I don't know about that. The damage type in the database isn't working for me. Are you using Steam version or using the site version? I am. Thank you. That was exactly what was causing that problem where it wasn't drawing things like I wanted it to. I was in. You got me. You figured it out. You realized I am dumb. And just, it was me. I was the problem. Thank you very much for noticing that. Because I would have just tried to figure that out for who knows how long. But like generally I think that like the way the sci-fi stuff works. Have you published a game you made yourself with RPG Maker? Yes, but I do not want to share it with you. It's I made a game the one game that I finished, Steam I'll get to you in a second, Jukon. The one game that I finished was for a work thing. It's not very good. It was put together on a very short deadline, and I am not overly fond of it. I mean, it was good for the amount of time I had to work on it, but that doesn't mean I want to show it to people. But I'm hoping to finish one myself as well. Okay, so you're having a problem with the animations tab. The one thing I'd suggest is checking your graphics drivers and making sure they're up to date. It could be an issue with that. That's always one of the first things to check. Check the other thing to do is check your I'll put some more stuff down here. The other thing is to check and verify your files, stuff like that. If you want a refund, contact our support, or if you bought through Steam, contact Steam support. I have caffeine. Someone brought me a soda. That was very nice of them. Again, the one thing I was like looking at with this though is that I want to walk behind on that. Of how grainy the tile sets. I don't know. Maybe like this is grass, so I always expect to have like a grainy texture too. The thing is, like, it's very hard sometimes. Like, let me put the player here. The reason I was gonna say it's very hard is sometimes it's really difficult to see how a map is going to look in the actual engine, like when you're actually playing, because you see less of it. And like I said, I need to change some passability stuff because I think these upper layers need to be walk behinds so that you can walk down streets and stuff. Also, like, I don't think that you have to be able to walk on them. I think it's because they were supposed to be made to, like, walk into, but when you're using it, like, as a, to make an entire city map, the passability doesn't make sense. I think you would need to, like, change the way they did the passability. The more patience and time and work you put in, the better the game become. Yes and no. There is some truth to it, right? There's some truth to the idea that more time, but sometimes, like, you can put bad time into a game. Being organized sometimes it helps more than just putting more time into it. Some mountainy areas up. Try to dress up the outside here, so it's not just empty space. We'll put some trees in. It's like, you know, if you do a bunch of stuff, but then you realize that all of it was useless, and you just drop it because oh, that wasn't good. That's not what I needed to do. But yeah, generally, like, putting more time and effort into putting more effort into it definitely is what gives you a better game. Time doesn't always. Import maps directly from MV. Yes, you can. I feel like this area right here needs something. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe some more buildings? Let's see what else we got in here. Some mountain stuff. I think like a fancy something over here. Ooh, wait, hold on. Make some kind of like Alright, I'm gonna have to do this. Start from the beginning. Stop thinking 10 steps ahead and work from the beginning. I don't know if anyone else has that problem of where you work through things in a way that isn't ideal. I often will try to do stuff that isn't what I need to do yet. Like, I'll work on one thing. Oh, Lord. Wasn't right either. Ooh, I like these. use these corners. I think this is supposed to be like the back wall thing. Or wait, I could just use these. Let's like put use more of the corners. Make this a little taller, and I'm going to put some concrete inside. Oh. Drop a layer so we can control. No. Okay, so I need to figure out what layer this is on. It's on layer 4, so I'll do it on layer. There we go, that's what I need. Alright. And so I was going to put, like, one of these kind of buildings in it. Let's make it less. And oh, my thing was not scrolling. Yeah, I could shift click, but I didn't need to on that because I wasn't using auto tiles. The output files also work much better on mobile. That's because like the UI is so much better for mobile than the original was. The barrel system's really cool. Okay, so I need like a road around this. It wouldn't be like. I also feel like I need something else here, but I don't know how I would do it. Or I think this needs to go down one. That's what it is. Then like let's get like let's erase out this right here. And then draw in that. Time progress battle system. Yeah, time progress battle system is pretty cool. I'm gonna use the weight version of it though because I honestly I know a lot of people like it, but I think like having to think fast in an RPG doesn't make it more like exciting to me. I would rather it just be about doing stuff in the editor or doing stuff doing the right thing. Allowing you to break from the normal turn-based thing is cool though. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. Like this isn't how you would look at it in game though. That's the one thing where when you zoom out to map, you can like think, oh, that's not right because it's I feel like it needs something else. Like I probably bring this in a little. Like let's go ahead and just have this go straight up. Nope, 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 nope. Hit the wrong button. I'm gonna put some buildings there, I think, and then like let's get a island here. Again. There is no way to stop people from cracking. I've talked about this before. The thing about pirating is you can't stop it. You can report when you find it. And the best thing to do is make a good product that people want to buy. And that's what we hope to do. Make a good product that people want to buy. And also be good to the community because people like you as a developer or as a publisher Generally, have a good time. Author Orly, what is the problem with the UI that you say there is? Jukan, if you can contact our support, contact support at rpgmakerweb.com and send some screenshots of what's happening. Okay, so you're talking about in the message event. In show text, the line. I can see the line. Right there. But anyway, so yeah, I can see it. Like I think you're right that it maybe they should have made it a different color on this this one, so it'd be a little easier to see, but yeah. I also think you're talking about like how sci-fi world maps are very rare to see. So like one of the things is that I think that when it comes to a lot of people, they're kind of anti-world map. I like world maps in games, but some people are. And so like you don't see world maps as much as you. And since you don't see world maps as much as you don't tend to see ones that are sci-fi. I don't want to just fill this in with more buildings, but I feel like it needs something. Maybe some tree. Just some area that has not yet been developed. I'm probably gonna do this stream up until the top of the next hour. We have many things coming. We have an AMA later today. I will post about it on our social media. Is there any option of screen recording while playing? What do you mean by screen recording while playing? I'm like not knowing what I like world maps. I think world maps in general are useful things. I'm gonna make this so squarish. Oh, don't want to do that either. Want to actually grab bar down here. Oh, I was already at the end. I feel like there's more I could do. I think I got some things. I think this needs to be like less squared off. Like, oh, that's the same. Kind of zooms in maybe. For the AMA, it's going to be people from Digica. So Japanese devs will not. It will not be Katakawa. It will be us talking about the publisher, and we also do a lot of like small stuff, or not small stuff. We do a lot of big stuff. We handle a lot of stuff with DLC. We everything outside of programming RPG Maker itself, and we still do some of that too. Rather have a world mini or teleport system. Here, this is the thing though, is you can have both, right? You can. What would you like to see other than Mount? I can show you some other stuff. I had done a lot of different stuff when we did the preview, and since today is launch day, I was just gonna do some simple stuff that wasn't as stressful to run through. But if someone has something they want to see, just ask me and I will look at it. Show us something cool. Well, in my opinion, one of the most fun things to show people as far as cool stuff is animation. I think the animations are amazing. Because they're all particle effects. It's very different. System tab. Also, I'll show you something else about the animations thing in a second. So on System tab, your differences are right here in this turn-based time progress thing. And then you have stuff, there's like a few down here, like enable autosave, number of key items. Then, let's see, the command, like you can offset your menu on your menu screen, on your like start menu screen at the very beginning, your tile screen. You have item categories is different. Here's a lot of stuff that's very different. You can change your resolution. You can change the size of your UI. You can change fonts right here, font size. So that's in the new system. What I was going to say, game, open folder. So one of the things about animations, I think it's actually its own folder now. Yeah, it's effects. So the entire animations folder is only 2.63 megabytes. I don't know if you know how big the one for MV was. It is much, much bigger than that. Using the sprite sheets for animations, but using particle animations, so much. You're still using pixel art. You can actually load pixel art into Effectseer to make animations as well. So MV and MZ run hand in hand. Well, let's think of like what do you mean by that? So yes, all graphics and music. The only thing that does not import is animations. You can open up the files themselves, like mapping files and stuff like that. You'll need to load your file set stuff in the database. You can load most of your database in. So there's a lot of things you can bring right over from an MV game. I don't have like, let's put some trees on this little. I haven't done it yet, but I know that you can upload a lot of this stuff. I think I could have left some of that. Yeah, I know. We also have had a comment about there being no slime. How is there no slime, right? Like, it's just such a like. But there is a lot of really good one. Hold on, want to see something cool? Look at that battler. Look at how good that battler is. MV plugins do not work in MZ. There might be a rare case in which something only accesses things that were unchanged, that it may still work, but it's very, very unlikely. It would be like insanely lucky if one still worked. Army Monkey is also good. A lot of the battlers are really good. Kappa. Are generator parts of MV compatible in MZ? The thing about the generator parts is technically yes, but no. Because the bases are a little different, they don't line up, but you can use offset. Like, you could load those pieces in and then use offset to try to get them in the right place. But by just stylization, they don't match perfectly. On the character, like this stuff, all the stuff with the face sets, I probably would match pretty. Multiplayer is not built in. I have to figure out how to use that gorilla in my game. It doesn't fit the tone of what I was going for, but I just love him so much. He's so cool. I'm really fond of a lot of these enemies. I do not know an incredible amount of stuff about Game Character Hub, so I can just tell you what is in the character generator. Also, T is doing like just running around and being like helpful in the chat. He's also now doing our support tickets, so if you email in our support, you will find T answering for you. And she's doing really good at it. Okay. I need to work on a different kind of map, because right now I'm just reading chat and answering it, and that's just boring on stream. Let's look at a few of the... I'm going to load in, like, something, and then, like, look at it and think of how... How are they doing a parking lot? Oh, because it's not world. This is, like, using the exterior. I haven't made an exterior. That's a good one to do. Let's do sci-fi exterior. I don't want to do very big. I want to do like a street. Okay, so we should have... And I saw it in the other one. Yeah, here's your, like, concrete roads and stuff. And one of the things I can do to cheat, like, you can just run over here and grab one of the things. I couldn't... I know it's there. But I'm so blind sometimes. Wait, what is it using? Is that like a... I wonder if that's a B or C tile that he's using. Oh yeah, all the lines are on this one. Okay, that makes sense. Changes the event system. I can show you what I think is the biggest change to the event system. First, I will have to... Okay, do I have any plugins I can activate? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this one will let me show you the other thing. So my favorite new thing in the event system, other than the good location info, I like that one a lot, is this command is a lot different. So, like, it lets you, instead of having just a box, you type in a whole bunch of arguments in. You can just click here. Get button picture. That button picture, this is the command you want to find. And it will tell you what arguments you need to put in. So, like, picture 1, when clicked on, we'll do common event 1. So this would let, like, this whole thing of, like, doing plugin commands this way means that you do not have to anymore remember a whole bunch of different arguments for all your plugin commands. And this one in specific, what it does is make it where if a picture is on the screen, you can click it with the mouse, and it will run a specific common event, which is a pretty cool... built-in plugin. That was a plugin made by the developers. Visicella has some really complex plugin commands that, like, are so much easier to use in that than they would have been to do in MV. Okay, back to, like, trying to do some kind of outside. Can you give the player the choose between time bias active and wait in the options? Not by default. I think it may be in Visistella, though. I would not be surprised if it was. Alright, let's... Oh, I am so bad. We want to put some buildings. That one doesn't look... Let's do a different... a good outside. Eh. Let's do some shift click. Helps if I actually hold down shift when I... And on this one, put like a little ceiling on this one. The French translation should be better. We have a French member of our team, so hopefully he looked at it. And I assume it, but I can't. I couldn't tell you specifically myself because I don't read French, so I couldn't tell you if it was specifically better. But I think it probably is. All right. Before I do that, I need to like. So let's see if we can find like something for. Makes a pretty good sidewalk. Walkouts. And then you start on the street. Any live stream, like, there's not with developers. I am a member of the marketing team. A little different than developers. I did not shift click. I need to do some more shifty clickies. I need to stop doing. Is there any plugin for MZ animated battlers? I saw someone was working on a Dragon Bones one. I hate when that happens. Shift click. Oh. Shift click. There we go. And I'll put some doors and stuff on that too. Let's get some our lines in here. Alright. So the time I was going to stream is running down. We have about 15 more minutes left. Author Roy. So I'm making a game with a built-in translation for English and Japanese. Is there a way to make it so English uses X font and Japanese uses Y font? I do not know. It may need a plugin for doing that. Highlighting a section of the map and copying it, you can just hold down right-click. Okay, so anyways, I was trying to say before I got interrupted by myself, if there's anything anyone wants to look at, I am going to be on for 15 more minutes, so ask right now. Questions in a tile sci-fi under the tile called concrete door is the tile that looks like as if it was meant to be used as a sidewalk. But it makes the tile transparent. Could you please develop more about the new features for mobile devices? I think there are a lot of people waiting for the part. Most of the stuff that's new for mobile is the fact that the UI is just better. The UI is like way, way better for mobile. Because like, here, I'll just open and I'll show you what I mean. The fact that I have not touched my keyboard and like this, and you have like menu up here. Like all of this is just way, way better for mobile use. And that's where most of your improvement on mobile is going to be. Also, another thing is you no longer need M4A files. Mobile also still now uses OGG. Where is the click on picture to trigger event? That is a plugin. It is a plugin that comes with MZ. So you pull in and you load in button picture. And then in an event, you can go over here, plugin commands, pick the plugin you want to pull a command from, pick the command, and then set which picture number you want, and then which common event you want to run when you. Are the release extra packs worth it? I think a lot of stuff in them is really cool. The MV Trinity pack is ridiculously good. There's so much good stuff. Yes, all the stuff with the text codes are still the same. I'll open up and I'll show you the text codes. I'm pretty sure they're 100% identical to the text codes from MV. So, yep, that's still a thing. Any new features for battles besides turn-based versus time-based? Yeah. There is a new feature in that. For scope, we now have this scope that wasn't there before. Just hitting everybody. Can I make a foggy layer over some maps? Yeah, that's just using a picture. If you were planning on doing like a game only on controller, I just wouldn't use the button picture plugin. Yes, you can still rainbow your text. All right. Anything else specific that people want to know? All right. See you later, author Roy. I mean, because let's see. There was something I said I was going to show people, but then I think I did. Oh yeah, it was the size of animations in the folder. It's just tiny. Oh, another thing. Now that I can open this, is I'm going to pull this over to my other screen so I can get to what I was going to show you. And so this is like, you know, I can find it. I swear I'm not dumb. I may be. What I was going to show you is all of the plugins that are in the DLC folder. It's a lot. So all right. Basic resources. Plugins. Launch. That is just a lot of plugins. Driftwood is indeed a very good YouTuber. You should all watch Driftwood. And then you also have the official plugins. And then, of course, Visistella has made a bunch of them as well. A quit to desktop type button. Yeah, there's still not one. Let's see. Is there a bug on male hair, 4th row, 2nd column? Is it front hair or rear hair? 4th row. What are you seeing wrong with it? I don't see anything wrong with that. Your character generator DLC file isn't missing. It's just already in the character generator character generator stuff. The files for that don't have to be imported. They're just already in there. Because I never got the download email. If you logged in the link I sent earlier, it has everything. There's long hair under it on the face. Oh, huh. Oh, that's... Huh. There may be a bug with that. Let me check. Let me, like, remove some other stuff so I can see it. There may be an error there. I'll look into it. It looks like it has that one on top, like, behind it. Thanks for the check. Trinity Resource Pack. It's so large that we couldn't show you everything in it. That thing has everything. I don't think it's a clothing issue. Yeah, it's just showing long hair for some reason. I'm not sure what's up with that. I'll report that. Captain Cyberspace. You can upgrade to a bundle. So on the Digica store, the Digica shop that we just opened, the bundles do not even include MZ anyway. You can buy them separately, and the Steam bundles are completing bundles. So if you go to a bundle and add it to your shop, it will give you the discount on the stuff that is new. So it didn't corrupt things when there were files updated on things. It was that you just had to manually update your stuff. Oh, that's another thing. You had to manually update your core scripts before, but now you do not. So if there's a new version, which you're at 1. I think we're actually at 1.0.1, but the core script version is at 1.0.0. You can just take and upgrade your core scripts right there. Is there any way you can use a gradient for what specifically? So, if you want to turn off auto update, you can. Some people do. You can use your database JSON files directly into MZ, yes. Oh, yeah, another thing with, let's do the thing I did earlier where I just pull up a window. It's a little annoying because, like, I have to get all the way back to my Steam folder because I'm using the Steam version because it's just more convenient. And let's see. I'm going to go to the generator folder, and I'll show you something neat about the generator folder. So you have 4 different gradient files. Hold on while my computer decides to load one of the gradient files. It shouldn't take this long because it's just 12 kilobytes. Oh, it's because it's tiny. Oh, here we go. Alright, so here's a gradient file. And you can just make more rows and add more gradients. And it will add more rows of gradients in here. Question, but do you know if anyone will be making a change tile size plugin or was included in the base game? Not included in the base game. I'm almost certain someone will make a plugin for it, though. Yes, you can use gradients in the character generator. There's gradients for skin, hair, eyes, and common, which is for like all the clothes and accessories. Let's see. So that's going to be about it for me today. I'm glad that you all hung out with me. It was probably not the best stream in the world I could have done. I tried my best, but I'm still learning all the tile sets. You can change the TB tile sets? Yeah, I mean, you can put in anything you want to. How do you use dark mode? Tools, options. There's theme dark mode. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to be signing out. That was 2 hours. I would have done 3, but there's a lot of stuff to do today with the launch, and yeah, I'm super excited to have it out. I hope you all enjoy it. I hope you all pick it up. If you don't, you know, there's always next month and the month after for you to pick up and enjoy it. And I hope all of you have a really good day. And I will be back probably next Wednesday to do another stream. We have an AMA tonight. And over the weekend, we'll just be talking about all the cool things. The AMA is going to be tonight at 9:30 Eastern. I'll be sending out some tweets about it in a little bit. So everyone have a great day.